God, that sounds traumatizing. I'm so sorry. Mine is far less crazy than yours, but my first solo overseas flights when I was in college were a disaster. My junior year I studied abroad in Verona, Italy, and I guess it was cheaper to on my own instead of with the rest of the group. I had a 3-leg journey, a Lufthansa flight from home city to Munich, Lufthansa Munich to Rome, then Alitalia, Italian airline, from Rome to Verona. Also, I didn't speak a word of Italian. I was going to learn when I got there. Flight 1 takes off close to 3 hours late. I do the math in my head and realize I'm only going to have minutes to spare to make my second flight, and I have a 12-hour flight ahead of me. Great. At this moment I have one of the biggest epiphanies in my life. I have exactly 2 options at this point: either spend 12 hours stressing out and making myself sick with anxiety, or realize it is 100% out of my hands at this point and I'll deal with whatever happens when I get there. I go with option 2. Side story: on this 12-hour flight, there is a very old woman sitting behind me who clearly has some sort of medical condition that requires her to open a kit beneath my seat and go to the bathroom approximately every 10 minutes. Every time this happens, she bangs into the back of my seat while retrieving the kit, then grabs my seat to help her stand up, smacking the top of my head in the process. When she returns, she again bangs into my seat to put the kit back. Needless to say, after about an hour of this, I'm losing my mind. I'm unable to sleep. I want to physically assault this woman. At one point after hitting me in the head, I turn around and give her the stink eye. And she smiles and pats my head on her way to the bathroom. I gave up and thought, this is my lot in life, I guess. Imagine my delight when, right before the plane touched down, a flight attendant got on the loudspeaker to announce a passenger has lost a set of dentures. Could you please look around and see if you can find them? It was 100% seat banger. Karma, bitch. So we touched down in Munich and I have no idea WTF to do. In retrospect, I should have asked a flight attendant for help, but the Zen option 2 didn't apply to my social anxiety. My memory's a little fuzzy on this one, but I remember feeling panicked and running around like a headless chicken, but end result, I miss my flight and am able to book another one 2 hours from now. It helped that one. The connecting flight was with the same airline, and 2. The German employee's English was very good. I did not have a cell phone on me. This was around 2005, so I decided to use a payphone to call my parents and let them know what the situation is. Turns out you need to load money onto a card to use the phone, so I buy a $20 value card, thinking this is just how Europe does it and I'll be able to use it later. I call my parents, twiddle my thumbs for a bit, and take the flight to Rome. Obviously I've missed my flight to Verona by hours, but I'm able to find the desk and explain the situation. Verona is not exactly a huge city, so flights from Rome are less frequent than, say, Rome to Milan. The next flight to Verona is in 6 hours. I have 6 hours to kill in an airport in a country where I don't speak the language. I figure I'll call my parents again to update and then have something to eat. Take the Rome to Verona flight without incident, arrive in Verona close to midnight. Nobody knows where I am or what happened to me. I'm exhausted. I assume my luggage for 6 months worth of studying abroad has just been lost to the ether at this point. I make it to the baggage claim. Lo and behold, my suitcase is the only one spinning around on the carousel. Hop into a taxi, hand the driver the address of the residence on a post-it and shrug because, again, I literally do not speak a word of Italian at this point. He drops me off, and I walk in to find my roommate waiting for me in the lobby. What the hell happened? I thought you were dead. Okay, so I've got a story. Fun fact, my mom, dad, and older brother met up with me when the study abroad program was done to do a family vacation. Got a lot of stories from that one as well. Everyone got together last weekend for Father's Day and my brother shared a story I absolutely do not remember. We were walking by street vendors in Florence. I had an exchange, entirely in Italian, where I asked how much a pair of sunglasses was. The vendor and I got in an argument, and then I apparently verbally burned him so hard he backed up and ran away. Seriously wish I remembered what I said.